me that green light. Give me that green light, Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that green light, Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that green light, Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that green light, Maine.
Welcome to Greenlight Maine. I'm Julene Gervais. Thank you so much for joining us. This is our all-star series. Entrepreneurs from past seasons return and prove they've come a long way in a short time, driving Maine's economy in the process. Tonight, we have an extraordinary show. Two companies who got into business not just to make a profit, but because they want to give back. But first, let's say hello to our judges who are all business leaders around the state of Maine. Welcome back, Susan Morris. You have so many titles. Tell us what you want to share.
Hi, Susan Morris, and I am currently doing early stage investing, and I'm a proud member of Maine Angels.
Excellent. And welcome back, Sam Beal. You are a retired CEO, but you continue to give back.
Correct. You can't, once you get it in your blood, you can't go away. So I'm happy to be here to help any way I can.
And finally, we have Kathy Lee, who is the owner of Lee International. Tell us about that, Kathy.
I am a climate change lawyer. My day job is advising public and private sector entities on climate policies. I do a lot of work with nonprofits and have for many, many years. I think you could say it's in the DNA.
Excellent. Well, you're all in the right place at the right time, because our first company is helping people one wreath at a time. Let's watch Artie Mingo of Wreaths for Hope.
My name is Artie Mingo, and I'm the founder and CEO of Wreaths for Hope, a family company that's been producing handcrafted balsam products for more than 60 years. We currently ship the traditional round wreath all across the nation through our mail order business. But I always wanted to create a social, responsible program within our existing business that would give back multiple times by the sale of every wreath. Behind this powerful initiative is the Ribbon Wreath, a holiday balsam wreath that is in the shape of the ribbon that is synonymous with so many different causes. A wreath that I created with a special frame for easy manufacturing. We have partnered with some of the largest foundations in the nation. They use this wreath to raise money and promote all the great things they do at the very best time of year. How it works: a foundation can direct their loyal followers to the Wreaths for Hope website, where they can order a ribbon wreath. 20% of the purchase price goes directly to the foundation of choice. We will also insert a gift card with their heartfelt message. They also can pick a color to put on the ribbon to distinguish the cause that they want to benefit. I can't express enough of the emotions people have when they receive this wreath, but the testimonials that we receive every day. As important, 10% of the purchase price stays with Wreaths for Hope. Our objectives are to help fund transportation need for patients to get to treatments. Might be a simple gas card, or paying for overnight lodgings while they get their treatments. Our long-term goal would be to have Wreaths for Hope wellness centers placed in rural areas of Maine. What is going to be one of our fastest growing areas with this program will be corporate social responsibilities. We are partnered with large corporations that may already support these great foundations, where they purchase select amounts of ribbon wreaths. The foundations receive their 20%, 10% for Wreaths for Hope, and the corporation uses its structure to influence its PR programs. The positive exposure for a corporation associated with Wreaths for Hope will far exceed the standard applications of marketing for months and months. The number of consumers who say they will switch from one brand to another if the brand were associated with a good cause has climbed to more than 87%. Nearly 95% of college students say they are less likely to ignore an ad that promotes a brand's partnership with a cause. Cause marketing involves donating products and not simply just writing a check. This can form even stronger consumer association between what you offer and the good work we do. With the help of the foundations and the corporations, our goal is to build this into a national movement. For me, this would be the easiest task to put together. I have been in this business my whole life. I know every facet of this industry, from raw materials to cost structures of every part of the manufacturing, to engaging people. Building value proposition around all areas of this business and product innovation to help move this movement forward is my main goal. Most families will buy a wreath this holiday season. Why not buy one that will give back in so many different ways?
Well, that's a great way to give back, Artie. Kudos to you and to all the customers that are able to give back as well. Let's kick off the questions with Susan.
Thanks. I'm going to be greedy and ask two. First question is, I wonder about risk to your business, drought, disease. Is there something that you need to be wary of? And secondly, how are funds going to be used specifically? Thanks.
As far as the risk goes, I think the only risk that we've seen in the past has been this year with a fly that's been causing problems on the balsam. And so we've had to outreach with our connections into Nova Scotia and New Brunswick to bring some of the material in to make the product. The second question is, if anybody watched the first show, you'd understand that we've been making a connection with a very large corporation, and some of the funding will actually be used for a point of sale person to help us make those connections and get through the legal hurdles to make that relationship be possible.
Thank you.
All right, Sam.
Yeah, Artie, thanks for being here and the work that you do. I wanted to learn a little bit more about the nonprofit connection and how the ribbon wreaths work. I understand it compared to your founding date that it's a relatively new part of your program, about 5 years old or so. And so how does this help nonprofits?
Basically, what we do is that with every wreath that's sold, 20% of that price of the wreath goes back to the foundation that we're partnering with. 10% of it stays locally with Wreaths for Hope for initiatives locally here.
Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Kathy.
Could you tell me what your greatest challenge is in terms of your ability to scale up?
What we're finding this year, it's labor. In the past, it really hasn't been an issue with the COVID situation and with everything that's going with COVID. Labor's been kind of an issue with us as far as the manufacturing goes. But other than that, as far as the raw material and everything else that's in place to distribute these products, it's been pretty smooth.
Picking up on the labor challenge, what is your season? And is there potential for marrying with labor that has an opposite season, or how do you guarantee employment for the year?
Great question, Susan, because our season's short. Christmas we have a deadline, it's Christmas. Our season runs about 8 weeks, and we have to do a tremendous amount of work in that very short period of time. But with the ribbon wreath, what we want to do is just try to establish make it a seasonal product. So we can do other holidays with other arrangements on the frame that I designed and found that would create more opportunities for people in our area for labor or helping the foundations that we're already partnered with.
Yeah. Artie, how many people do you employ in Washington County?
We'll get about 87 that we're employing this year. We wish it was more, but that's what we're trying to get by with. And we have a lot of outside people in the area that we call cabin makers that make at home and bring the material to us.
That's great. Well, a nice family business, and your wreaths are absolutely beautiful. So congratulations, and we wish you all the best. We need to take a quick break. When we come back, there'll be much more, so don't go away.
It's the spirit of New Englanders that inspires all of us to do more. It's in our employees, our customers, and our communities. Every day we do more because at Bangor Savings Bank, we truly believe you matter more.
Whether you're cutting edge or looking at a traditional industry in a whole new way, if you want to innovate and if you want to grow, if you're an organization here in Maine, we want to support you. We're the Maine Technology Institute.
Eaton Peabody, a Maine-based law firm serving generations of Maine businesses and families from offices in Augusta, Bangor, Brunswick, Ellsworth, and Portland.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. Have you ever thought about what happens to a person after they retire from the military? Well, it can be daunting, to say the least. That's how Boots2Roots came to be. Let's watch.
Hello, my name is Bill Benson, and I want to share with you today the story of Boots2Roots and why the Boots2Roots mission is deserving of your support. Boots2Roots is a 501c3 nonprofit working exclusively in Maine. Our mission is to assist transitioning active duty military members find meaningful work while providing a pipeline of military talent to Maine employers. Why is this important? First, by helping future veterans transition to work, we're removing the biggest challenge to successful transition. Employment is the key to being able to buy or even rent a home, and it relieves the potential for financial stress that so many transitioning military members encounter. By removing this barrier, Maine's newest veterans are able to quickly put down roots in their new communities. The second reason Boots2Roots' mission is important is by providing a pipeline of talent to Maine's employers. As you may know, the governor's 10-year economic development plan, published in 2019, recognized a workforce shortage of 75,000 workers over the next 10 years. As a former small business owner myself, and through my interaction with other business owners and business leaders, I believe this number is low. As evidence, I point to the success Boots2Roots has had this year. Despite COVID, Maine employers have hired more teammates as of September than in all of 2019. And it's important to note that when Maine attracts a transitioning military member to the state, the return on investment is substantial. These new Mainers buy homes, they pay income and property taxes. In most cases, they're bringing GI Bill benefits and healthcare dollars, even pensions. This is all money being spent in Maine. In addition to the veteran, more than 80% of our teammates are married and most spouses are going to work. And as in my case, their children are going to grow up and take those entry-level jobs that Maine employers find so difficult to fill. The core of the Boots2Roots mission involves helping translate military experiences into related skills that make sense to civilian hiring managers. This is done through a network of mostly volunteers. It is true also, especially in Maine, that networking is still an important part of any job search, and we provide access to a network of great companies like Dead River and BIW, MEMIC, FMI, and Systems Engineering. We've placed teammates in over 50 companies from Berwick to Presque Isle. The typical Boots2Roots teammate is not originally from Maine, is married, has children, and a passion to make Maine their home. Up to 200,000 military members transition out of the service each year, and if we can attract just a small fraction of those, we've made a substantial impact to Maine's workforce. Before COVID, we were on our way to 100 new applicants in 2020, more than doubling the number from last year. Boots2Roots would use the Greenlight Maine Award to proactively target transitioning populations and make the case that Maine is not only a great place to raise a family, but also has economic opportunity. 200,000 military members are going to transition and put down roots somewhere. We want them to choose Maine. To do that outreach, we need your support. Thank you.
And we want them to choose Maine too, Bill. So great job and amazing thing that you're doing for our military. Susan, kick us off with the questions.
Thank you. Bill, my question for you has to do with your staffing model. I believe that you have both paid individuals as well as volunteers. And I am wondering how that model works, who's on payroll, who's not, and connected to that, if you receive this additional funding, how are those funds going to be used?
Yeah, thanks, Susan. I'm the only paid employee currently. We really rely on a stable of professional volunteers, both resume coaches, interview coaches, career coaches. We even have a financial coach, but they're all volunteers. So in order to scale, which is something we hope to be able to do, we really need to bring on another full-time employee, and that is the focus of the gift if we receive the gift from Greenlight Maine.
Sam, next question.
Yeah, hi, Bill. Welcome. I was just curious a little bit about the history of the organization in 25 words or more.
Sure. So Dave Hickey was our founder, and Dave Hickey was retiring from the Air Force. Lots of executive experience. He has a master's degree from the China Lakes area, came back to Maine and thought he would have an easy transition. And it turned out that he struggled a bit and couldn't find meaningful work. And if you don't have a job, you can't buy a home or even rent an apartment. So he really found that stressful. And he thought that if he was having problems transitioning, what about other people who want to come back to Maine or maybe aren't even from Maine, but want to make Maine home? How could they do it? And that was really the genesis for this organization back in 2014.
And then how long have you been involved?
So I've been here for 18 months, came on as the program director. And then prior to that, I was a small business owner in Maine and 24 years of my own military experience.
Great. Thank you.
It's a great story, Bill. All right, Kathy.
Hi, Bill. Very impressive organization, and thank you for taking this on. My question is, what makes the organization financially sustainable?
Yeah, so one of our goals is to find long-term diversified revenue streams. So we have business partners that invest in us. We think the state has a role to play, and we're partnering with the DECD. We have other organizations like Live and Work in Maine that we partner closely with. We have started grant writing this year. This is the first year we've done grant writing. So we recognize that to be a sustainable organization, we need sustainable and diversified funding. And that's one of my goals as the executive director, to make sure that happens.
Thank you.
Good question. We have time for one quick question, Susan.
Could you speak a little bit about how the state, nonprofit, and the business community are working together?
Yeah, it has to be a collaborative effort. And last year there was LD 1952, which was state legislation that was put in to support this mission. Unfortunately, when COVID happened, it really changed the outlook for that legislation. But we work very closely. We're on the state workforce board, for example, and participate in the state workforce board. We work closely with Maine Bureau of Veteran Services. And we have a host of other nonprofits like the Manufacturers Association of Maine. I mentioned Live and Work in Maine, and others that we work very closely with, including the Greater Portland Chamber and the Greater Bangor Chamber.
Great. Excellent. We got some great partners there, and good for you. You guys have done so much in such a short time. We have to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to hear from our judges, so don't go away.
Through their efforts to support Maine entrepreneurs who are growing our economy, Greenlight Maine is making our state a better place to start and operate a business. For these efforts and the creation of a robust entrepreneurial ecosystem, the Harold Alfond Institute for Business Innovation at Thomas College is proud to be a sponsor of Greenlight Maine.
ARB's advisors are providing savvy solutions to Greenlight Maine startups, closely held businesses, and organizations that operate internationally. And we're doing it the way you'd want Mainers to, guided by our local, sensible values.
It's the spirit of New Englanders that inspires all of us to do more. It's in our employees, our customers, and our communities. Every day we do more because at Bangor Savings Bank, we truly believe you matter more.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. It's the moment we've been waiting for. Our judges are going to weigh in, and it's important to note that our judges get to spend time with the companies off camera so they can take a deep dive into their business. Okay, Susan, why don't you kick us off?
Tough call, always a tough call. Some of the things that have been crossing my mind, I love the broad appeal and the potential of the Wreath company and the social impact. And I think that Artie and his team have done an amazing job of customizing for each foundation that they support what that would look like. Love the employment, especially in Northern Maine. And as a Canadian, bring on the cross-border trade. Boots2Roots, wow, I see incredible potential for scaling up. I really like the idea of seeing state nonprofits and also private companies or those in the private sector working together. And I like the idea that working with vets in Maine and also bringing new people to Maine. So tough call. What do you think, Sam?
Well, I certainly appreciated the charitable aspects of Wreaths for Hope. I mean, it also was a marketing tool for them. I understand that as well. But coming from the nonprofit world, that's always important to me. I saw the implications of Boots2Roots as being wider rather than just focusing on the world of Wreaths, that the partnership between businesses, government, and nonprofits benefiting the state of Maine, employment-wise, and looking at future workers for companies, all of that rang true for me as well.
Right, 200,000 people retire every year, and he said if you get 1% of that, that's 2,000 people, 2,000 jobs coming to Maine.
Yeah, the scale of that was pretty impressive to me.
Yeah,
the
workforce
potential
development is key. Sure. Okay, Kathy.
Well, they both have a clear vision, admirable goals, very thoughtful and deliberate, and they both seem to know their business. Clearly, Artie in the wreath business knows what he's doing and seems to have a very comprehensive sense of what it's going to take to scale up. Boots2Roots, it's very impressive, the broad understanding of the whole landscape that he exhibited and where they fit in. I mean, it is a little concerning to depend entirely on volunteers because it creates some uncertainty, I think. But at the same time, I agree that the goal, while very ambitious, is laudable.
Great comments. You guys, you can't go wrong with either one of these. I know you have a tough decision to make, so thank you for all your hard work and very thoughtful comments. We need to take a quick break. We're going to come right back with our inspiring Mainer, so don't go away.
If you've been into a Dunkin' store for a coffee or a donut, you know that the look and feel is the same, whether you're in Saco or Sanford, Millinocket or Machias. The brand colors are the same, and more importantly, the way you are treated is the same. That's because Dunkin' stores all have operating procedures and brand standards, so your experience is the same no matter which Dunkin' store you are in. If you're launching a small business, it's good to pretend that you are also starting a national franchise. Document every detail that your employees will do every day so you can deliver the same brand experience to every customer. People want to be treated with the same high level of customer service no matter who is working on that day or that hour. This is what I call the brand touch, and your customers will notice and appreciate the way they are treated every day.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. Today's inspiring Mainer is Mufalo Chitam, who is the Executive Director of MERC, the Maine Immigrant Rights Coalition. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. You have done so much to move Maine forward and help people of diverse backgrounds. Just tell us about, you came here 20 years ago and how that has progressed over time.
Yes, definitely. We didn't have the Maine Immigrant Rights Coalition, so I can say that today we have a coalition that serves almost 70 plus organizations, and majority of them are ethnic-based groups that are very diverse in culture, in language, religion, but they are here to serve our Maine immigrants who are coming from different parts of the world.
Excellent. And how can we help you to get the word out there that Maine is a welcoming place for all to come here?
Well, I think, just this interview itself, that is one place. And so I think in the last 20 years, we've seen even the state of Maine be able to, other than just being diverse, the census 2020 is projecting almost 90,000, multicultural communities, and that is because Maine is in the radar. People are knowing about Maine before they even come to this country. And so the services that we have, that we're providing to help people, start and integrate themselves in the American system is what is driving people. And so you being able to talk about us being able to talk about the services, you having us on your platform, helps us, to get the word out that Maine is a welcoming place.
Absolutely. So 90,000 people 2020, which is up from what, like 40,000?
From 44,000, yeah, last census.
A good number, but still a lot room to grow.
Absolutely, still room to grow. That is, less than 1% of the Maine population, but it's more than, the people that I found when I came here. But it's also because Maine feels like when you come here, you get a sense of being part of a community. You get a sense of the community wanting to help you. And so that's why people come, and that's why we exist as an organization.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for all you do, because you're a big part of that. And thanks for being on the show today.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
And we'll be right back after this with today's winner. Don't go away.
Through their efforts to support Maine entrepreneurs who are growing our economy, Greenlight Maine is making our state a better place to start and operate a business. For these efforts and the creation of a robust entrepreneurial ecosystem, the Harold Alfond Institute for Business Innovation at Thomas College is proud to be a sponsor of Greenlight Maine.
Whether you're cutting edge or looking at a traditional industry in a whole new way, if you want to innovate and if you want to grow, if you're an organization here in Maine, we want to support you. We're the Maine Technology Institute.
It's the spirit of New Englanders that inspires all of us to do more. It's in our employees, our customers, and our communities. Every day we do more because at Bangor Savings Bank, we truly believe you matter more.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. We saw two outstanding companies today make their pitch, Wreaths for Hope from Washington County and Boots2Roots helping our military. And it's time to find out who the judges decided to move on in the competition. Judges, I'm going to count you down from 3. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. And that means Boots2Roots is moving on in the competition. Congratulations, Bill. How do you feel?
Well, this is just a great day for Boots2Roots, for all the transitioning military members coming to Maine, and for the state itself. So thank you so much.
And we've got to say goodbye for now, but we appreciate your feedback. So please write to us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can see all of our episodes on greenlightmaine.com. We'll be back again next week with 2 more amazing companies from right here in Maine. Have a great evening.